Hi everyone, welcome again to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about Buddhism and the place of women in society. In ancient history, women often had no rights as equal human beings to men, as women were considered inferior to men. Many ancient religions around the world seem to have placed women in an inferior position to men. Women were like slaves of the men. Very often, some religious figures were supposed to have said that women need to listen to men all the time, that women are a burden, that women should not be given freedom. And some fanatical religions preached that women are satanic creatures who excite animalistic feelings in men. Some religions still teach this. These and more ridiculous statements and silly beliefs of women, about women, degrading women, still have managed to exist here and there in a developed world, which is a very sad thing. In the ancient world, the men just sat around, gave orders. Still in today's world, there are places in this here and there where in the guise of religious beliefs, women are ordered about and bossed around by men. Men decide what the women wear, how they cover themselves, how they speak, to whom they speak, and probably everything else too. Let's look at ancient India. There were instances where in Hinduism, women were considered as being on the same level as the Shudras, the lowest of the four castes. Now, caste system is something like a social ranking. So the lowest rank was women. The main role of a woman was considered to be that of a mother, a housewife, managed affairs in the house according to the wishes of her husband. Women did not have education freedom either in many countries all over the world. Education was not considered as being of any importance to women. Heard of sati? It's a now banned funeral custom in India. The ancient Hindu tradition called sati or suti was when a widow would burn herself to death on her husband's pyre. This was initially a voluntary act that was considered to be quite courageous and heroic. But it later became a forced practice as it was thought of that a woman had no right to live after the death of her husband. Let's look at the situation that prevailed in Spain. Women in Francoist Spain between 1939 and 1975 were treated like slaves. Franco's regime was fanatical about fundamental Catholic values, strict societal roles, and restricted women severely, and they were not even allowed to work. In addition, during the Francoist years, marriages had to be canonical. This means that the marriages had to be performed under Roman Catholic law and regulations, even if only one of the partners was Catholic. A woman had to ask for her husband's approval even for a small economic activity, including employment or even to leave the house. Today, in certain theocratic societies, women need to have the approval of their husband to own a phone or to obtain a driver's license. They are not allowed to travel with a male who is not their husband or brother. If she does that, she is considered immoral and would be punished severely. This happens even today under the guise of religion, as what is best for all is to keep women trampled. In many ancient societies, the birth of a female child was considered a sign of misfortune in a family. Even today, in certain fanatical male-dominated societies, the women are beaten up if they give birth to daughters. In Buddha's time, King Pasenadi of Kosala was an ancient Indian kingdom, came to see the Buddha because he was so upset that his queen had given birth to a baby girl. The Buddha calmed him down and preached to him that good daughters are as valuable as good sons. The Buddha's advice to King Pasenadi of Kosala, who was a faithful devotee of the Buddha, clearly shows that Buddhism teaches that the birth of a daughter should be considered as equally joyful as the birth of a son. Buddhism does not consider women as being inferior to men. Nowhere has the Buddha preached that women have to listen to men all the time and be bossed around by men. In his special sermons on how to treat a partner, the Buddha gives equal responsibilities to the man and to the woman to run the home, make decisions about their children, the family business, trade, and economic affairs. Buddhism insists on mutual respect and mutual support. Buddhism, while accepting the biological and physical differences between men and women, emphasizes that both men and women could be and should be equally useful to the betterment of society. The Buddha laid emphasis on the fact that women were no way lesser intellectually than men. The Buddha has pointed out the meaningful and influential role women can play and should play as a wife, a good mother in making the family life a success, and an equal partner and supporter of her husband with his career and trade. In the family, according to Buddhism, both men and women are expected to carry equal responsibilities. No one is ever asked to live under the orders of another. The Buddha opened the doors to women to enter monkhood and search for the truth. They proved themselves clever, intelligent, talented, and very effective in preaching the message of Buddhism. The Buddha established the Buddhist manhood, the Bhikkhuni Sangha. There were very eminent saintly bhikkhunis, nuns, who were very learned and who were very well-known experts in preaching the Dhamma. Dhammadinna was one such bhikkhuni, a nun. Kema, Upalavana were two others. Even today, there are very well-established and very educated Buddhist nuns in the UK, in Australia, in Canada, as well as in Sri Lanka and Thailand, and in many more countries, making a huge difference to our world, helping people find emotional joy and peace and attain freedom from greed and fear that Buddhism so emphatically teaches. That's all from me today. Hope you have a lovely day. Thank you for listening.